class for class 10 A and B, and this is a continuation video. We shall continue with the same, the drama, The Merchant of Venice. Act number 4, scene number 1, and line number 243. This is what we are going to begin today. Let me remind you in short, the place remains same. The place for the entire act of 4, that's act 4 scene 1 is same, and that is the Venice, a court of justice. What is happening here is Antonio has been arrested and he has been brought to Venice, that is to the court, and he is being tried. So as he is being tried, all the major characters, in fact all the characters are there in the court to witness the trial of Antonio. So the characters present are, I have not named them here. In fact, all the major characters, including few minor characters like Nerissa, Graciano, all are present in this scene. So we shall begin with line number 243. Line number 243. Shylock says, when it is paid according to the tenor. Tenor means according to the terms of bond. Now, this is the response of Shylock to a request made by Portia. Portia says, before this line, line number 241, nearest the mortals are, be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the one. So, you allow me. Portia said to Shylock, take thrice the money. You have given 3,000, take 9,000, and then allow me to tear the bond and throw it. Let me consider it or make it null and void. But Shylock says, yes, you are allowed to do that, or you can do that only after I am paid according to the terms of the bond. It doth appear you are a worthy judge, and if you can bring that to reality, then it will be proved that you are a very, very respected and worthy judge. Judge means lawyer. You know the law. You know the law of Venice. Your exposition hath been most sound. Exposition means understanding of this case. The case for which they are here in the court. You have understood the case very, very well, and it is appreciated, and it is very suitable. I charge you by the law, whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. Proceed to judgment means pass on the judgment. Please pass the judgment. Please give me the judgment. Before this, what did he say? I charge you by the law. I charge means I request you. By the law means please follow the law. I request you, please follow the law. Whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Because you are a well-deserving pillar. Why is Portia a well-deserving pillar? Just like the pillars of the constructions to uphold the load of the entire structure of the building. In the similar way, as far as the maintaining and executing the peace is concerned, the lawyers are the pillars, because they are the one with the help of which the lawbreakers are punished or somebody is given justice. So hence, the lawyers are the pillars of the law. You are the pillar of the law. Please pass on the judgment. By my soul I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. Alter me means change my mind. I swear that there is no power in anybody, including the law, who can change my mind. I stand by what I am demanding, and I am not going to change my mind. I stay here on my bond. So he is very, very rigid, and he says that I stay here on my bond. Still I demand my bond. I am waiting for the judgment, and I am not going to change my mind. Antonio says, most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment. Then Antonio, who has given up, who has no hope of any life, he says that most heartily I also request you all to give me the judgment. If I am to die, allow me. I am not scared, and I don't have any desire to live. There are several reasons for this. He has had a great loss at sea, and he had risked his life. He is unable to return it back to Shylock. So he has given it his life, and he believes and feels that no one can save him. So he says, please pass on the judgment, I am ready to die. Portia, why then thus it is? You must prepare your bosom for his knife. This portion is the bosom. Then get ready. Prepare your bosom for his knife, because it is written in the bond that 1 pound of flesh Silak is entitled to cut off from any part he desires, and he has mentioned from nearest his heart. And from nearest his heart is this portion. Silak is very smart and clever, very cunning. 1 portion of flesh, if it is cut from hand or leg, he is not going to die. He will become seriously ill. He will not die. But if 1 pound of flesh is cut from this portion, then it will be a severe damage to his heart and he will die in no time. Intention of Silak is not to punish Antonio, but finish him, kill him. And Portia who has already read the bond, she says, if this is the case, if Antonio is ready and if Silak is adamant, Silak is not going to change his mind, then there is no choice. Antonio will have to prepare his bosom for the knife of Silak, so that Silak can come and take a pound of flesh from nearest his heart, which is due to him. Silak says, "Oh noble judge, oh excellent young man." Silak, on hearing this, became very happy. It was a dream come true for him. This is what he intended, and almost he is done in his demand. Portia says, "For the intent and purpose of the law have full relation to the penalty, which here appeareth due upon the one." For the intent means meaning, and purpose of the law, purpose is the scope. The scope of the law means as far as the law is applicable on you. As far as the meaning and the scope of the law which is applicable on Antonio, Silak has full right to have 1 pound of flesh from him. Have full relation to the penalty means fully, this scope fully applies in the case of Antonio and Silak. As far as the intent and the scope of this bond is concerned, it fully applies in the case of Antonio. And so it appears now that Silak deserves a pound of flesh which he has not yet collected from Antonio. Silak, it is very true, O wise and upright judge. Upright means how honorable. How honorable are you, an honorable judge? How much more elder art thou than thy looks? You look very young. But how a mature decision you have taken? Normally it is believed that young people do take immature decisions. And though Portia looked very young, but very matured and seasoned decision she has taken, according to Silak. Silak is very happy to hear this. Portia says, therefore, lay bare your bosom. Lay bare means put up your clothes and get ready to lose a pound of flesh. Silak eyed his breast from very near his heart. So says the bond. So says the bond means this is what bond says, or this is what has been written in the bond. Doth it not, noble judge? Is it not so, noble judge? He asked Portia, who is in the disguise of Dr. Balthazar. Nearest his heart. These are the very words. Silak says, nearest his heart. These are the very word means these are the exact word written in the bond, which is due to him, which he has to collect. Portia, it is so. Portia, who has already read the bond, she says, yes, you are right. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh? Have you brought the balance? Balance is a measuring, to measure the weight, a pound of flesh. Have you brought the balance also? Silak, I have them ready. Silak has brought. See, this is the balance. Weighing balance, and Silak has come with this. Silak is ready. Have you some surgeon, Silak, on your charge to stop his wounds, lest you do bleed to death? Then Portia asks a question. Have by some surgeon means have you made some arrangement for a doctor? Why was doctor needed there? Because doctor would be required to stop the bleed of Antonio. Antonio will lose a pound of flesh, he will start bleeding, and that has to be stopped. So Portia asked to Silak, have you arranged a doctor also? explains. To stop his wounds, lest means otherwise he will bleed to death, he will die. When Antonio will lose a pound of flesh, he will bleed. So Percy asks a question to Silas. Have you arranged for a doctor also in order to attend to his wounds, to stop the wound, otherwise he will die of bleeding? Silas said, is it so nominated in the bond? Nominated means mentioned, written. Is it so written in the bond? Which is not. It is not written. Portia, it is not so expressed. Expressed means mentioned. It is not so mentioned in the bond. But what of that? But what about that? It doesn't matter. It will good you do out of charity means kindness. You should do it out of kindness. So I cannot find it. It is not in the bond. It is not in the bond. So I am not going to do it. Come, Portia merchant, have you anything to say? Have you anything to say? Portia asked Antonio. Means last few words, or do you have to say your parting word, parting sentence? Anything to say? Then Antonio says, yes, but little. Yes, I have few words. Antonio says, I am armed and well prepared. Armed means ready. I am ready to die and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio, very well. Then he shakes hands with Bassanio for the last time. And he says, very well, goodbye. Because he knows that he is now going to die. The moment he pays Silas in the form of a pound of flesh, he will die soon. Grieve not that I am fallen to this for you. Grieve not means do not feel sad. Because I am fallen to this for you. Fallen means I am going to die. For you means because of you. Do not regret that I am going to die because of you. For herein fortune shows herself more kind than is our custom. Now try to understand this. Fortune is goddesses. And what is our custom? Custom of the fortune is this. She blesses a man with a long life to those people who she wants to suffer. Whoever fortune wants to suffer, she blesses them with a long life. So they have a long life, they become very old but they don't die. And when they become old, they lose the tongue, the taste, the teeth they lose, the smell they lose, the power to work, power, energy in the body, they lose everything. They lose the eyesight. So the body itself become a burden for them and they suffer. They become totally dependent on other people. And they are suffering. So a long life means suffering. But a man who died young, died in a very, very happy manner. Because he did not have to suffer the suffering of the old days. So this is what fortune does. And what is happening with now, related to the case of Antonio, what is happening with Antonio? Antonio is dying young. It means a kind of blessing. If you are given a long life, it's a curse. But if you die young, it is a blessing. Because you are being freed from the prolonged suffering, from the prolonged penance of the old days. So it is good. Antonio is very, very thankful to Lady Fortune. He is in fact very, very happy that he is dying young and hence he doesn't have to suffer. It is still her use means still the same case applies. Still the custom is applicable. Still the tradition is being applied. To let the wretched man outlive his wealth. And still it is being followed. The wretched man means poor man to outlive his wealth. Live even for a long time and has wasted all his money. A man live for a long time, he has wasted all his money, and a wretched life he lives, to view with hollow eyes and in his old age. This is what is happening. This is what happens when a man is given a long life. Okay, he exhausts all his wealth and the hollow big eyes with wrinkled brow and age of poverty, poor and miserable state. A man who lives long will have an age of poverty, from which lingering penance. Lingering penance means suffering for a long time. Penance is suffering. Lingering means very long, prolonged suffering for a long time. Of such misery, though she caught me up. Caught me up means free. So Lady Fortune is freeing me. She is making me free of the lingering penance. Because he is dying young, he does not have to suffer the suffering that normally old people have to undergo through. So he is very, very happy in fact, and very thankful to Lady Virtue, and he says that I am dying young, I don't have to suffer. Then he continues saying, commend me to your honorable wife. Commend means convey my regards to your honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end in death. Tell your wife how Antonio had to die or how did he die. Say how I loved you, how much I loved you. Speak me fair in death. Speak good of me after my death to your wife. And when the tale is told, tale is the story of how Antonio died. When you have told this story to your wife, bid her means request her. The be George. Tell your wife to George whether Antonio had not once a love. Once a love means once a loving friend. Tell your wife, commend your, give my regards to your wife. Tell her, explain her the way I had to die. And once you have told her the story of my death, ask her whether once you had a loving friend or not. Repent not you that you should lose your friend. Repent means regret. Do not regret that you are losing a friend. And he repents not that he pays your debt, because he also is not regretting who is paying your debt. He means himself. He says, you do not regret that I am dying, because I am also not regretting that I am dying because of you. Because of you means it was for whom was the loan taken? For Bassanio. And who should be punished is Bassanio. But Antonio is suffering here. It is because of Bassanio Antonio is suffering and is dying. So Bassanio will definitely regret. But Antonio says, do not regret that I am dying for you, because I am also not regretting that I have to die for you. I will pay it. For if the dew do cut but deep enough, I pay it instantly with all my heart. Because the moment the dew will make a big mark here on my chest, immediately I will die. Hence everything will be settled. You may regret, but I am telling you, you should not regret. So this is the end of line number 219. Children, for this video, we shall stop here, line number 219. We shall continue in the next video clip. Thank you.